Hello and thanks for watching. I'm Stephanie Simone. We begin tonight with boosted security for Hanukkah celebrations in the state. It comes after a horrific attack in Australia killed more than a dozen people. Channel 3's Amanda Callahan is your reporter in Farmington with how communities are making sure those celebrating feel safe.
In light of the tragic events that unfolded in Australia over the weekend, there was a heightened security presence here in Farmington at tonight's Hanukkah celebration.
We will not stand down. We're very proud of the beautiful message and the power of Hanukkah.
On the fourth night of Hanukkah, a celebration took place on the village green in Farmington. The Jewish community coming together to celebrate the Festival of Lights, but also remembering this week's tragedy targeting Jews in Australia doing the same. On the first night of Hanukkah, a father and son allegedly opened fire on Bondi Beach in Australia, killing 15 people and injuring 40 others.
They felt this was an attack on them. This was an attack on people trying to celebrate proudly and rejoice together. And they was trying to damper that. They tried to interfere with that and harm us.
Rabbi Shaya Gopin says his synagogue has been shaken up by the tragedy. But in light of the deadly attack in Australia, Farmington police increased security in an effort to keep everyone safe.
Although our hearts are broken from the horrific darkness, that we must come together, we must add in light, we must increase in light, because that is the power.
Gopin says he hopes what happened at Bondi Beach doesn't take away from the meaning of the holiday, and Jewish communities will continue to celebrate publicly and proudly. And there's also been an increased police presence at several Hanukkah events that have taken place across the state this week. Your reporter in Farmington, Amanda Callahan, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.